My dad wrote me this letter about respecting my body and not letting a man treat me a certain way or take advantage of me.
But her dad's advice didn't stop her from throwing herself blindly into a relationship with Kanye West.
Is Kanye West the new fairy tale?
It's very comforting to have someone that knows everything about you, that respects you. He's put himself up against the world for me when everyone told him, you cannot date a girl with a sex tape. You cannot date a reality show girl. It's gonna ruin your career.
A sex tape made by Kim Kardashian and her long-term boyfriend Ray J was leaked.
You know there are people who say that you put it out yourself.
Why would anyone put that humiliation on their family?
Because what were you worried about most, yourself or your family?
My family. I'm gonna have to live with for the rest of my life and have to explain to my children one day.
I love this person and she's worth it to me. She's my joy.
Kim would give up anything to make Kanye happy.
From day one, Kanye has always been someone in my life who's always pushed me to
You
dress.
are my wife, and it affects me when pictures are too sexy.
You built me up to be this sexy person.
I obviously want to honor him.
But when her daughter North was born, Kim's priorities started to shift.
The moment I laid eyes on my baby, I was so in love.
When the baby came out, Kanye was not really paying attention.
He's never traveled with a baby by himself?
No.
And you don't trust him?
No. I'm trying to.
When you become a mom, you become so protective.
Me and my girlfriends, we had lunch and said, if you guys were robbed, what would you do? And I said, I would say, take everything. Just take everything. Nothing is important.
Kanye West was hospitalized after sources say he was restrained, alleged nervous breakdown.
Jay-Z, I know you got killers. Please don't send them at my head.
I gotta let y'all know that I've moved back to Chicago. I'm never leaving again.
I definitely feel like I'm being pulled in a million directions. The kids are in school, and we have another baby on the way, moving to Chicago. And honestly, it might be my breaking point.
I don't have any much more to give.
But when Kanye revealed a devastating secret about North, it was the last straw.
She brought North into the world, even when I didn't want to. My daughter! I almost killed my daughter!
Kim was upset about Kanye's speech, adding, quote, she knows this is something North will see when she gets older. And that's heartbreaking. Kim has been trying to get Kanye help for his recent episode, but he's refused it.
He's not a fit parent right now.
Although it hurt Kim, Kim had learned to put her kids above all.
There's those moments in life that really change you and shake you to your core. And my robbery was definitely that moment for me.
The Kardashian crew is saying goodbye to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The family wanted time to focus more on their family.
It was an emotional decision, but we all felt like it was the right decision.
Kim Kardashian has filed for divorce from Kanye West after nearly 7 years of marriage.
The reality star feels like, quote, there is a weight lifted off her shoulders.
My kids have taught me how to be patient and just how, what's important in life.
And what I would want for them is just the safest place.
With her children safe, Kim dedicated her time to becoming a role model for North.
Kim Kardashian is following in her father's footsteps in her new career, helping free wrongly incarcerated people.
My dad used to always tell me, wait until you're early 30s or before you have babies. And he was so right. I'm so glad that my kids get this version of me rather than the 20-something-year-old version of me.
Through all of these disappointments, heartaches, you have come out on the right side of everything.
Even though it's been such a challenging year, this time that I've been able to spend with my children has been priceless. That part has been so beautiful.
My children are really compassionate and they're really good people, and that is my #1 goal in life.
I'd been trying to live up to an expectation full will.
I felt that money and winning made a good relationship. We're succeeding in the world. That means our relationship is good. Externally, our family was winning. There was a period where mommy woke up and cried 45 days straight. I think that's the worst I've ever felt in our marriage.
Will, throw away everything that's happening in the outside world. Your career, everything. And it's just me and you on an island. Damn. What do we have?
When Will planned an extravagant birthday party for Jada against her wishes, they finally hit the breaking point.
I just wanted to have intimate time.
Just intimate. She's told me that the party was the most ridiculous display of my ego. I was crushed because it was true. It wasn't a party for her. When she called me on that, that's when I snapped. I was an insecure little boy that wanted Jada to say I was great. And if she didn't say I was great, the dragon came out.
You can't even see the blessing that is standing right there in front of you.
Will and Jada separated in secret to protect their perfect family image.
I can't be loving right now. I can't be kind right now. So you have to let me go. And when I come back, I will come back in a way that is the way you deserve.
It would have gone bad.
Yeah.
And we both instinctually knew
We
that.
knew. We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, Jada tried to find happiness by putting someone else first. August Alsina, an upcoming R&B singer who is struggling with a serious autoimmune disorder.
I was in a lot of pain and I was very broken. We actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. Me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
While Will threw himself into his career more than ever.
I was failing miserably, but on the outside, I was winning. I shut down for 2 entire years.
Little did Will know, someone else was finally putting Jada first.
Due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership, I totally gave myself to that relationship.
I got into an entanglement with August, that's what I said.
An entanglement of relationship.
It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Was Will's biggest insecurity coming true?
I was devastated, even worse than a divorce. I really felt like we could be over.
We were over.
Divorce wasn't an option. I was scared that she might.
We did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
Will realized his obsession with the perfect relationship was ruining his marriage.
To have to let go of the picture, to have to let go of the dream was devastating. We essentially had to destroy our marriage. I was unaware of what it meant to truly connect with somebody. I worked on myself. I've read 50 books on marriage and relationships. I was not going to fail in this marriage.
And when Jada realized she was about to abandon the only person who wouldn't give up on her, she needed to hold herself accountable too.
I thought it was his job to make me feel a certain way. I had to break that fantasy. It's just a lot of stuff you let slide that angers you, and you get resentment, but you don't change it because you're scared. I had to go away, gain my strength as Jada again. Not mommy, not wife, Jada.
It was time to rebuild their marriage as a true partnership, letting go of insecurity and facing their flaws.
Working through it, fighting through it, talking through it, therapizing through it.
As much as we wish our partners could be perfect, as much as we wish that they never hurt us, that they came into relationships with no flaws, we don't.
I'm not perfect and I'm not gonna get perfect.
And I can see what his flaws are. I can see where his hurts and his traumas are.
The one thing that I think has been the greatest motivator and asset for me with you is your absolute refusal to accept anything from me other than the best that I could possibly be.
And vice versa.
Because real love isn't about perfection. It's about working through the tough times and growing together.
Any relationship and deeper understanding of love is going to be forged in fire. We never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
Yeah, there's a real power in the just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what.
We have really gotten to that new place of unconditional love. I didn't know if you would be willing to find the deep capacity to love me.
How am I doing?
You're doing great.
It hasn't been easy, but it's definitely been worth it. It really has.
Thank you, baby.
Lisa was still collecting the pieces of her broken heart when Jason stormed into her life.
We met at this jazz club, and we just happened to be at the right place, right time. I see her. I turn around to my friend, and was like, I convinced her to take me home, because I was living in a hotel. It was Cafe 101, and we sat down, and she ordered a Guinness.
My muse, the love of my life, my partner in crime. I fell stupid, crazy, madly in love with her.
Jason wanted to be there for his kids, unlike Lenny.
In July 2007, Lisa's water broke long before her expected due date. Jason was filming in Canada at the time. He freaked out and made a mad dash to the airport. He made it back to their home just in the nick of time, before Lisa gave birth to their baby girl.
My wife gave me 3 beautiful, feral kids.
Jason was determined to find his place in acting, but left his family behind.
It now takes me away from the things that I love most. My ohana, my family, that scares me.
Yeah, in this industry, in this business, families are kind of forced to be apart a lot.
Caught up trying to fit in as an actor, Jason forgot about his first dream until one violent night stopped him in his tracks.
Jason Momoa was rushed to the emergency room after being slashed in the face during a fight.
It was really bad. It stopped counting after about 140 stitches. And so that really set me back, and I took a year off, and I had both the kids then.
Stuck at home, surrounded by the family he built, Jason realized he'd lost sight of where he truly belonged.
There are people who come into our lives like guiding spirits, providing the missing lessons we need.
It's the people around you that make you the king, so it's all these people believing in, your family and friends.
Definitive moments. So powerful, they change the path of who we become.
With his family behind him, Jason fearlessly embraced where he came from at his next audition.
And you were actually considering performing the haka, a Maori war dance, for your Game of Thrones audition?
I was unsure if I was gonna do it. And I'm like, oh, you mind if I try something first before we do the audition? And they're like, oh, please, be delighted. Your soul opens up and all your ancestors come in. And then I just start getting into it, which is rather scary.
Jason risked it all, and it paid off.
It's definitely the greatest thing I've ever done as an actor. I'll never play a role that'll ever have that big of an impact, I don't think.
Sounds like Aquaman might be pretty cool.
And that helped him get the role that meant the most to him.
I had an audition for Batman. I just played it polar opposite of what it should have been. And then they liked the audition, and he's like, all right, Aquaman. And I'm like, not seeing it. And he's like, wait. And he starts explaining, some Polynesian history, and he just started going off about how he was an outsider.
Growing up, Jason never fit in, but now he'd built a world where his kids could belong.
So Aquaman is one of the first, if not the first, biracial superheroes to star in his own movie.
This is one of the greatest moments in my life. I'm so honored to play this role because it represents all of us, all of Polynesia. That's like the biggest honor you could have. When your kids do something you love, you do it together and travel the world doing it.
And then for us to all get to just be together, it's awesome.
And now, best part is I get to share that dream with my children and the people that I love. And with them, my dreams finally came true. I'm a husband and a father, and it is the greatest honor of my life. I'm not alone anymore. I found my place, my home.
I think about how sweet Keanu Reeves was and how handsome he was. It was hard. It was hard for me to really be serious. Like he would look at me and I'd be like.
Did y'all get together? Did you date him?
Never dated him.
Really?
There was just something about me that I guess he didn't like.